Welcome to the Bids That Give, or BTG overview. Over the next few minutes we'll be talking about creating wealth while transforming lives. And also at the same time you can learn how to create your own economy. Now, this opportunity is so unique and so large in scope, many people are calling it the one. Now it's the one that, first and foremost, helps children in need. That was the reason why the founder created the company. Second, it's the one that is a revolutionary concept called PRSC, or Private Revenue Sharing Company. This also is incredibly unique, never been done before, and now is patent pending. This is the one that you've been searching for. This is the one that can pay you to advertise. This is the one that can pay you what you're truly worth. And this is the one that absolutely changes the game. With the BTG business model, you can now run your entire marketing business from the internet. Over the next few minutes, we're going to show you a real business that helps raise money for orphaned and underprivileged children. Second, you can market products from multiple billion-dollar industries. Allows you to receive retail items up to an amazing 95 to 99% off. And you can make a serious monthly residual income working from the privacy of your own home. With the BTG business model, you don't have to worry about inventory products or shipping anything. Instead, this is a global business like no other before. We are leveraging the power of the internet combined with affiliate marketing to promote a very lucrative, high-profit business model. It's a true partnership between our network of affiliates and the charities we support. Without a doubt, this is the most powerful lineup ever assembled. Now you can get paid what you're truly worth. And at the same time, learn how to create your own economy. First and foremost, we have the Bids That Give auctions, weight loss, consumer products, cashback retail benefits, non-for-profit platforms, coffee, health and nutrition, beauty and skincare, telecom, travel club, collectibles, and soon BTG TV, and many, many more. So you can get paid to advertise simply by driving free traffic through your own affiliate links to one or all of your own websites. And because this creates customers, the more you advertise, the more you can make. Our goal is a very lofty one, but it's one that we believe that we can achieve, which is becoming the largest company in the world that helps underprivileged and orphan children. Now with PRSC, Private Revenue Sharing Company, we have multiple ways to earn income. We have retail bid commissions. We've got retail website profits. We got the Ambassador Club Daily Revenue Share Pool. We've got car allowances. We got wholesale bid commissions, subscription bonus pools, quarterly six-figure lifestyle bonuses, and the amazing Million a Year Club. With the BTG business model, it's a business in a box. The secret to success is duplication. We've made this business incredibly simple and turnkey. So with your business in a box, each one of the packages are going to include wholesale bids at 50 cents. And then retail websites to promote all the different industries. Now we've got the basic for $250, which would also include 500 wholesale bids. Intermediate for $1,000 would give you 2,000 wholesale bids. I think you get the point. Advanced 5,000, executive 10,000, enterprise 25,000. Now your retail websites earn the difference between the wholesale discounted price and the retail price listed on the retail website. Now there's no inventory, there are no hassles, there's absolutely no garage qualifying. Simply promote your link and earn monthly profit checks on any purchases made by your customers without any of the headaches. Plus a portion of every sale goes into the company's revenue pools and our charities. Now when it comes to the Bids That Give auctions, we have the lowest wholesale bid prices on the internet, and this by far is the favorite of all the platforms at this point in time. Here we see the MacBook Pro, right? This is a state-of-the-art laptop, retails for $16.99. It ended in an auction for $9.18, and we're going to show you how the company can still turn a profit even though the customer walks away with a state-of-the-art laptop for under 10 bucks. Now we see over here an Apple iPhone that normally retails for just under 800 bucks, right? In the auction it's at 98 cents right now, but as the counter here is counting down, it's simulating that it's still in a live auction. Now here we see the Apple iPhone when the auction is over. The counter is now at 0. So the last bid that came in and there were no more bids within the 15 to 20 seconds, and the counter's at 00, right? We see here it was $20. So a lot of people are confused. How can you make a profit if it's only $20? Well, we know in a penny auction, a penny goes into $20 2,000 times. So let's just take 50 cents as a wholesale bid price. What we have is 2,000 bids, right, at 50 cents is $1,000. And of course we got $20 from the winner. So the company turned a profit, and think about how the customer who won the auction feels about, winning, the iPhone for 20 bucks, and then they also realized through every single part of the process that every bid they made helped a kid. Win-win for everybody. Now here's some of our certified winners just of late. So we see a $300 and almost $80 TV going for a little over 21 bucks, right? Telecom, almost a $200 product going for just under $13. We have an electronic gizmo here like a scooter, $100 and almost $50 product going for just under 15 bucks. When we got a laptop, right? $249.99 laptop for $32.49. An e-reader, right? Now these aren't no-name products. These are all name brand merchandise. $249.99 product for $2.42. All come with 100% satisfaction guarantee. So we encourage everybody to join our many happy customers. Shipping is always within 72 hours. Save up to 99% off great products. Now when it comes to bids, right, there are three different categories. There's retail bids for customers at 65 cents each. They typically purchase those in packages of 100. If you sell a package of 100 bids at 65 cents, you're going to get a $15 commission when they purchase that from your website. Now the two primary other things really kind of run our business. The subscription bids are the bids that our affiliates get to use in the auction each and every month, right, to win incredible stuff, and they get those at 50 cents each, and we'll talk a lot more about subscription bids in a moment. Now wholesale bids, these are the bids that we purchase to give away, kind of like marketing our business, right? So instead of trying to sell your friends something, you say, look, I found a site where they help underprivileged and orphan children. It's called Biz That Give. Every bid helps a kid. Here's 100 bids on me. Go knock yourself out. See, that's a great way to promote your business. Same thing if somebody answers one of your advertisements online, give them some free bids to check it out. Once again, a win-win formula. Does not take a whole lot of sales skill to give stuff away for free. Now subscription bids, very important decision, right? So want to hear the whole formula before you make up your mind which package works best for you. Now the contributor, that's our minimum qualification here, and that's at $25 per month. You're going to get 50 subscription bids. Now remember, these are supposed to last you a whole month, and 50 subscription bids won't even last you really one auction unless you get lucky. A guardian is $50 per month. That's 100 subscription bids. The benefactor is $100, 200 subscription bids. The global ambassador, right, $250 monthly commitment, 500 subscription bids. But there's a little twist here, right, in your favor. If you sell 4 of your subscription or higher, then you don't have to pay any more. So in other words, if you were a contributor, 4 of any combination, you wouldn't have to pay for your subscription bids the following month. Now if you're a global ambassador, then you would need to get 4 global ambassadors, but then you would get the following month, without having to be charged the $250, you would get 500 subscription bids to go play the auction absolutely free. Once again, just an incredible way to get quality stuff from our company and also make money. And we're going to talk about now the commitment you have here is also going to be directly proportional to the kind of money you can make in other ways in our program. So when it comes to wholesale bids, right, you can earn up to 12%, but if you've chosen the contributor level, you're only going to be able to get 5% of the wholesale bids of the people you're personally referring. Now, if you were a guardian, you would get 7%. If you were a benefactor, you get 10%. But if you're a global ambassador, you get the highest potential commission, right, which is 12%. Now, the next generation that they refer, you can get half of that, which is 2.5% to 6%. Here's an illustration, kind of better paint the picture for you. 5% to 12%, depending on your contribution, right, of the subscriptions that you've chosen. 5% to 12%, depending on what they do. You will get that percentage. And then the next generation of people, right, that they refer, you get 2.5% to 6%. Now remember, this commission can be created daily, and you have 2 choices: put it in your pocket or put it into the daily revenue pool, which we'll talk about. Now, in addition to that, we have a 3-tier payout. This was just added to the program. So once again, there's going to be, what you personally do and a little bit of referral marketing going on. So 5% to 20% on the first generation, then 2.5 up to 10% on the second generation, and then an amazing 2.5 to 10% on the third generation. Now these are the commissions. They're paid up to 3 levels every time an affiliate earns a daily commission via the daily revenue sharing pool. This is absolutely, if you wrap your mind around this, this is a very powerful formula. This is based on the money earned daily by the referred affiliate. So that is an incredibly powerful scenario that we just added to the program that wasn't available till now. Now, if that's not enough, we have a way to accelerate the growth of your business. So once again, depending if you're a contributor all the way up to Global Ambassador, we can accelerate, right, the points that are going to go into the daily revenue pool. So here's a simple illustration for you. Let's say you're a Global Ambassador and you had 10,000 points. You want to put that into the pool. Then we would multiply it by 1.3, right? So it's a way to turn 10,000 points into 13,000 shares into the pool. So once again, just a way that we can accelerate the growth of your business, right, depending on, though, the level of contribution or the subscription bids you've chosen. Now when it comes to the qualification of the daily revenue sharing pool, very simple. You just need 2 retail customers. Those are people that you've given bids away, you've got their email address, and you've registered them online. They don't have to actually spend money yet, but you're in the attempt that you're giving people some bids out to come play the auction. Now you must run a daily ad, right, 6 days a week, and then have purchased at least $10 in wholesale bids. Then you can earn daily rewards through our bids that give private revenue share pay plan. Now that's up to 50% of the company's daily net revenue. This is put into a pool and shared with all the people who've met the qualifications I just stipulated. Now here we have the daily revenue sharing pool illustration. So remember, all the products that are going to be sold on a day-to-day basis. That's not just the wholesale bids, it's also the success of the auction, the weight loss, the consumer products. I mean, go down the line here, the coffee, the skincare, the telecom, the stuff from BTG TV. Very exciting formula. All this goes into the daily revenue pool. Then we take up to 50% of that, right? And then we're going to share that with the qualified affiliates. And so this is a very exciting part of our program. Now when you grow your account balance, right, just depending on how you start and then how aggressive you become, when your account balance gets to 50,000 points and you become what we call a mentor, then you're going to qualify for a car payment program. Now how this works is it can be new or used, we don't care, as long as it's not over 3 years old. And yes, it can be a truck or a motorcycle. And so when you hit the 50,000 points and become a mentor, you qualify for 4 weeks and then you need to maintain it. We will make up to $600 per month on any car, truck, or motorcycle of your choice. Now, if that's not enough, you can get your account balance to 60,000 points and hit VIP 1. I'll explain that also in a minute. Then it's the same scenario, but instead of $600 a month, we're going to pay up to $1,200 a month for the car, truck, or motorcycle of your choice. Once again, create that, keep it for 4 weeks, and then maintain it thereafter. It's just a way of getting transportation on the company. That's what I like to think. So let's kind of recap all this, right? So on the contributor, that's $25 per month. That's your commitment to run a business, right? A global business. So that's 50 bids. Now remember, 4 pay no more, and that can go away. So the initial wholesale bids, you're going to get 5% on the first generation, 2.5% on the second generation. The daily 3-tier payout, 5% first generation, 2.5% second and third. And then when it comes to the daily share per point, it stays the same, one-on-one trade-off. Now maximum subscription bid points. I haven't talked about that yet. That's coming up, so keep that in the back of your mind. That means it's 12.5 points. We'll kind of get into that. Guardian, right? $50 a month, 100 bids. First generation on the wholesale bids, 7%. Second generation, 3.5%. Daily 3-tier payout, double that of the contributor, right? 10, 5, and 5. And then you get a little bump up there in the daily share per point, right? 1.1 shares. And then we have 25 points on the maximum subscription bid points. Now benefactor, $100, 200 bids, 10 and 5. And then it's 15, 7.5, 7.5, and 1.2 multiplication factor, maximum 50 points on the subscription bid points. Now the Global Ambassador, $250 per month, that's 500 bids. But remember now, 4 pay no more. All roads are leading to the Global Ambassador. First level of commission, right, for the wholesale bids, 12%, and then 6% second generation. And then it's an amazing 20, 10, and 10, and then a multiplication factor of 1.3, and then a maximum of 125 points. So once again, all roads lead to the Global Ambassador. Think this through. Yes, you can upgrade, you can downgrade, but it can only happen once per month, so choose wisely. Okay, subscription bonus pools. we're shifting gears here. This is a whole nother revenue stream. This encourages team sales, so we put up to 50% of the company's net subscriptions. Remember the 25, the 50, the 100, and the 250. This is put into a whole separate pool, and we're going to be talking about this. And this is also the formula for making more money for the charities, for the kids. So once again, we take 50% of this, we move it over, and we're going to talk about how we pay that out. Then whatever's left over off the top comes the company's expenses, and then we split the difference between the other revenue pool, and everything that's left over is going to the charities for the children. Very important and very exciting. So with that money that we moved over, it falls into three categories: subscription pools, visionary ambassador bonus, and VIP bonus. And we're going to break this all down now. This is huge, right? Because this potential is much greater than the front end. So the more subscription pools you qualify for, the greater your income potential. So what we have here is the community pool. The qualification here is just 2 people at any subscription level. Remember that we're only going to be talking about now the 25, 50, 100, and 250. So it's very simple to follow along. Now here we take 15% of all the subscription money that we just collected, right, and we moved over 15% sitting in a pool. So if you got 2 people, you're going to be able to get into this pool. And we take the volume of the first 2 levels, that equals 1 share of the 15%. So let's kind of expand a little bit. Now, we just said it only takes 2 people, right? But I want to show you the difference between having a subscription of contributor versus global ambassador to once again show you there's a drastic difference in the income you can make. So yes, I said we only needed 2, but let's just say you went out and you got 5 people personally and they've all got 2 people each. So we've got a total of 15 people, and as we look over here, it says assume all these are global ambassadors that enrolled, right? Now let's just say we wanted to take the easy way out and we took the contributor, right? So we're $25 a month. So this is us. But everybody else below us, right, they're global ambassadors. So as we look down here, it says the system looks at our first 2 levels and calculates how many shares you can get for the community pool based on half of the monthly subscriptions. So assuming all the above are global ambassadors, the system will credit us. Now, if we're contributors, it's only going to give us 12.5 points. So we got to multiply 12.5 times the 15 people. That gives us 187.5 points, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so that means we had 187.5 shares. Very simple, right, if you break it down. Now let's just go to the opposite end and say we were wise enough to be a global ambassador, right, and everybody else is a global ambassador. We get credit for 125 points per person. So now we take the same equation, but we multiply it by 125 times the 15. We get 1,875 points, which of course would be 1,875 shares. So obviously there's a huge difference there between 187.5 shares versus 1,875 shares. So the next slide says, well, how much is a share worth? Well, we're just doing a hypothetical scenario, right? Because without a proven track record yet, we can just kind of speculate. So there's no guarantee of income. This is just for illustration purposes only. But let's just say there's $500,000 in a pool and there was 100,000 shares. That means a share would be worth $5. So in this particular illustration, it says 500 shares then would be worth $2,500. Let's back up. Now, so let's just say a share is $1. Let's keep it simple. That means if we were a contributor with our first 15 people here, we've earned a check for $187.5. But if we were a global ambassador, our check would have been $1,875. So obviously there's a huge difference. And we're only talking about the first 2 generations, assuming we're only 5 wide in the formula, and we can be as wide as we want to. So once again, just something to throw out there so you understand there's a big difference depending on which subscription level you take. Now, getting back into the mainstream of how the program works, we talk about mentor pool. This is very important because after this, everything becomes incredibly simple. So to qualify, you need 5 active personal people, right, at $100 in volume. That means the benefactor. So you got 5 personal people, and then what I'm about to say has one stipulation that one of the teams, now remember, you can be more than 5 wide, we're just explaining the minimum, but one of your teams cannot be more than 50% of all the other teams' volume. So the team volume underneath the original 5 would be about 25, is exactly 2,500 in group volume. So that would be 20 global ambassadors, or like say 50 benefactors. Now any combination of subscriptions underneath the 5 will work. I'm just going to give you a reference point from this point on. Now the visionary pool, this is when some additional exciting things start to happen. Yes, when you meet these qualifications, you get into another 5%. Now how do you get there? Out of the minimum 5 teams you have, 4 legs or 4 teams need to have at least 1,500 in group volume. That would be the same as about 12 global ambassadors, right, in each leg, or a total of 48 global ambassadors. And yes, you would get that other 5%, but you also then get a visionary ambassador bonus. And this is very exciting because it's 50% the team volume. We take whatever that volume is, right, of your subscription of your team, multiply it by the 50%, and that's how many shares you're going to get into the visionary ambassador bonus, which we're going to talk about. What it just means in simple terms is, instead of getting qualification for just the 5%, there's a whole nother revenue share program that you're going to be getting into. When it comes to visionary ambassador and VIP bonuses, you don't have to understand everything right now. You might need to come back and watch this a few times to just give you an overview. So when you become visionary, let's just stay right at the very beginning of visionary, 4 legs of 1,500 group volume. When you take the team's volume that they've accomplished in subscriptions, multiply it by 50%, and then whatever number that's going to be, that's how many shares of this particular pool, right, the visionary ambassador bonus, you're going to get. And remember, the only people that can get into this pool are visionary and higher. Now at this particular juncture, you don't qualify for the VIP bonus, but hang on, because it gets more exciting as we go through. So as we see here, as the group volume starts to increase, now remember, we're just leading and motivating our team. So the VIP 2, right, is 60%, VIP 3, that's 70%, but then at VIP pool 3, we get, not only 70% of the volume, and that'll qualify for how many shares we get of that particular pool, but we also now dip into the VIP bonus. And then as it goes down all the way to VIP pool 7, where we're going to get a 1-to-1 ratio, however many points that the people have accomplished, that's how many shares it's going to be worth. So let's kind of go ahead and explain this just a little bit more so you get a better feel for the numbers. Approximately 60% of all the subscription money, right, is coming in, is going into this particular pool, which is the 15%, and then there's 5%. Right, so that's going to be where 60% of the subscriptions that we qualify are going to be at. Now the remaining 40%, that's going to be paid out between the visionary and the VIP bonus, but we've got 2 other very big bonuses at the top. We call those presidential ambassador, presidential elite. Right, and so that's going to be made up of the 40%. So as we grow the company and more of the leadership gets into these higher categories, the 40% is going to shrink a little bit. Maybe it could go down to 35, maybe all the way down to 25%. So for sake of argument here, let's just do a little quick illustration. Say we've made it the VIP pool 5. That would put us about right here. Okay, so what that means is we're at the 80%, right? We're going to multiply the team's volume, which in this illustration is 83,000. We multiply that by 80%. That means we get a little over 66,000 shares of the visionary ambassador pool and the VIP pool. So remember now, with all that money sitting in there, the only people who can touch that are visionary or VIP pool 3 and up can only get into these pools. And so we've got 66,000 shares of each. So these kind of checks are kind of breathtaking, once you qualify and you get there. So let's back up all the way back down to VIP ambassador pool 1 so we can talk about what it takes to get here. So with 15,000 in group volume, it sounds like a lot, but it's only about 120 global ambassadors to get into that extra 5% of that revenue pool there for that. Now VIP pool 2, not only do we get another 5%, but see here we've also got the visionary ambassador bonus at 60%. Now here we're only talking a couple hundred global ambassadors. When we talk about VIP pool 3, remember now we're in all 3 of the pools, but that's only about 280 global ambassadors. So once again, these are not huge numbers if you're talking on a worldwide basis. VIP pool 4 is about 400 people at 50,000 group volume. That's 400 global ambassadors. And remember, that's explaining in a perfect world, so it would take more people because not every single person is going to be a global ambassador. Okay, so VIP ambassador pool 5, once again, now we're in all 3 of the pools again this time, 80% for the visionary and the VIP bonus, and of course another 5%. So when we're talking about VIP pool 5, now that's about 600 global ambassadors. VIP pool 6, now we're talking about 800 global ambassadors, and then of course VIP pool 7. Now we're hitting some serious numbers as far as income range. You're getting into a unique category. Visionary ambassador bonus is at 100% share per point. Same thing with the VIP. 250,000 group volume. It's about 2,000 people, right? That can happen on a global level. And then we have the Presidential Ambassador bonus, 750,000 group volume. That's about the same as 6,000 global ambassadors. This is where the 4th of July really starts to go off and the fireworks are happening for you. In the first quarter, right, it takes 3 months to qualify for this. We're going to give you a Porsche, your choice between a Porsche or a Mercedes CLS 550. Both of those are $100,000. Second quarter and up, it's a $100,000 lifestyle bonus paid quarterly. And then, $10,000 shopping spree. So what we're talking about here is not only all the money you've made in the 9 pools of the subscription money, not only all the money made from the VIP and the visionary bonuses, the title gives you $100,000 per quarter, and we know there's 4 quarters in a year. So just the title alone puts you in the top 1% money earners, according to the IRS, as far as income bracket, right? You're in the top 1%. Now, when you become Presidential Ambassador, something amazing happens is we give you a position above yourself. And so what happens is, with the 50% rule still in effect, we have the ability now to go ahead, and if we've made $100,000 in calendar month, or we've hit the title, whichever one comes first, we get that position above ourselves, and since the position's already pre-qualified, we only have to do half the volume. So we knew it took 6,000 global ambassadors, right, to become Presidential Ambassador the first time, which means it would only take 3,000 global ambassadors to become second time. And what does that mean? Well, we get to go through the bonus pools all over again with half the volume. Now, the first time we do this, we put a limitation on this at $250,000, but that's a monthly cap, not a yearly cap, but a monthly cap the first time. The second time we do this, there is no cap on the income. And if we do happen to get to Presidential Ambassador for a second time, then the Presidential Ambassador Reward Choice number 2 is now going to be up to $225,000. So you can get your third car. Now remember, this would be your third car, so maybe you're card out already. But if you do want a third car, it would be like a Bentley or Lamborghini. If you don't need the car, you can get a yacht. If you don't live on the water, you can get an RV. If you don't want that, you can get a home. But the point is, we're going to give you something that's, obviously great, eye candy, kind of show off a little bit there of your success. Obviously, the income you're making, you could buy all this stuff, but the point is, we want to reward you for your accomplishment, because think about all the kids that you're helping at this point in time. Now, by the time you've done that, money's probably not going to be that big of an issue. So the third time you do this, we have another type of reward, right? We shift gears back to the kids. And if you do it for a third time, we take $250,000 out of the revenue pool. Not out of your pocket, but out of the revenue pool, and we give that to the kids, right? And we do that in a way of creating an orphanage in your name. And obviously, if you know anything about places like the Philippines or Thailand, $250,000 US goes a long way. You can do a lot of great things with that kind of money. If you want to do it for a fourth time, once again, we take $250,000 out of the revenue of the company, and we establish a church, a school, or a hospital. It's your choice. Once again, that's going to be established in your name, kind of give you a little slice of heaven and a lasting legacy of what you've done for specific kids, not just the kids overall that you've helped by building your teams, but now you have your own little personal reward of the program that you can see on a regular basis. Now, the final position in our company is called Presidential Elite, right? Like if Presidential Ambassador wasn't enough. Presidential Elite means if your group accomplishes $1.5 million in group volume, that would be the same as 12,000 global ambassadors. We're going to kick in another bonus, $50,000 per month. You add that to your quarterly bonus, that puts you in a very unique situation. You become in the what we call the Million a Year Club. Not Millionaire Club, but Million a Year Club. And because every time that you went Presidential Ambassador, if the volume that follows, right, gets to that $1.5 million in group volume, you become Presidential Elite. And so that means you get a $50,000 monthly bonus, not once, not twice, but up to 4 times, giving you the ultimate, right, compensation package with, income and, for the monetary rewards and the emotional rewards of helping those kids. Now, the first time you do Presidential Ambassador, Presidential Elite, the maximum we can pay per month is $250,000, but let's face it, that's $3 million a year. And then, the second, the third, and the fourth time, there is no income limitation. So, once again, a program that has never ever been dared to do before is now happening, right, live. And so what we have is the opportunity to get involved in a company where we can start earning within 24 hours. The person that offered this video to you has their own particular website. You can go online and enroll as quickly as you want. bidambassadors.com / and then the person has their own username, bidambassadors.com / username. And remember now, with bids that give, every bid helps a kid, and together we absolutely can make a difference. Now this is a disclosure. We're coming to the end of the overview. To save time, if you want to stop the video now, you can read through it. I do have to read the disclaimer. And the following paragraph must be read aloud every time that you do a presentation. It says, if you make a purchase from Biz to Give, you're purchasing an e-commerce subscription, or you're purchasing Biz to give away as samples. You are not purchasing stock or any other form of investment or equity. You must actually use the bids that you purchase or give them away as samples to help grow your business. Affiliates who present our products to others in a misleading manner or in a way that leads the buyer to believe that he or she is making an investment or purchasing equities will be terminated, and all commissions and awards will be forfeited. Buyers must read the entire How It Works section on the company's website and the legal disclaimers. Automatic translation is provided for your convenience. However, the English terms and conditions are authoritative and binding in case there is a conflict. This is JR. I want to thank you for listening to our company overview. Regardless of whatever decision you make, I wish you all the success in the world. Once again, thanks for watching. God bless.